What's up, schmucks? Roast Turkey's back, and today we're going to talk about TV. Netflix TV, the best TV. Well, up until they canceled Daredevil, because now they're kind of shit. But despite that, Netflix just put out a pretty decent new show. It's called Unbelievable, and it's actually really good. So let's talk about it, and why you should watch it, if you haven't already. Unbelievable is an 8-episode limited series on Netflix detailing the story of fictional Marie Adler based on the real-life story of a woman known only by her middle name, Marie. In Unbelievable, in 2008, Marie Adler claims that she has been raped at knife point in her Linwood, Seattle home. Marie makes her statement to the police a few times. With each statement, a few details are omitted or changed. This leads the police to doubt Marie, inferring that she made the entire thing up, and they ultimately force her into admitting that the whole thing was a lie. Soon after, Marie is charged with false reporting, all the while she has to deal with the fallout of her actions. While Marie's story is happening in 2008, the show fast forwards to 2011, where we witness the investigations of detectives Karen Duvall and Grace Rasmussen, the fictional versions of Stacey Galbraith and Edna Hendershot respectively, as they hunt for a serial rapist who they believe to be preying on women across the Colorado area. The first thing you should take away from this is that this show is a slow burn. Not Ad Astra slow, but like Zodiac or Mindhunter slow. This show takes its time to build its characters and to build its revelations and reveals, but the show hooks you from the start, so it never really feels like you're being dragged along for the sake of it. All the dialogue in the show is meaningful and brings greater understanding to the characters, their lives, and the situations at hand. Until the final 2 episodes. In the last 2 episodes, the dialogue between Karen and Grace in particular becomes really grating, as they just talk about their past way too much. But other than that, the dialogue is really excellent. Marie is played excellently by Caitlin Dever, who mastered the quirky and innocent teenage girl in Booksmart, which was really good, by the way. Yeah, Booksmart was so fucking good. It was probably one of the best movies I saw in 2019. You should really go watch it. It's so fucking good. Go watch Booksmart. But now she plays a more damaged and cynical young woman in Unbelievable, and she does it really, really well. Her portrayal of Marie even got praise from the real-life Marie. So that's nice. Merritt Weaver and Toni Collette play the 2 detectives investigating the rape cases in Colorado, and they're great. In particular, Toni Collette. Something I really liked was that they set them up as 2 different types of detectives with different work styles, but they don't devolve into a classic buddy cop routine, where they don't get along at first, but then they learn to be friends and all that. Instead, they realize that they have a common goal. They want to find their rapist and put him away. So they just work together. You know, like real police would. The show jumps between the 2 storylines quite a bit, but both are really endearing, and you never have the feeling of, oh man, I wish I was seeing that instead of this. It just balances them both really well. The show also has some excellent directorial choices, which I'll discuss later, but it also has some of the best cinematography I've seen from a show in a little while. It's just really good stuff. Without going into spoilers, that's the basics. This show details a horrific story and tells it as realistically as it can, while keeping it endearing and entertaining. Aside from a few boring scenes with meh dialogue here and there, this is one of the best shows Netflix has to offer. So go watch it, now, because we're going to get into spoilers, where we discuss how this show demonstrates. Unbelievable takes an approach very similar, but also drastically different to other shows on TV at the moment. Namely, 13 Reasons Why, Euphoria, and then a crime drama of any kind. Take your pick, Law & Order, NCIS, any of them. 13 Reasons Why and Euphoria, because it tells the story of a young woman who goes through something fucked, and they tell it in a really dark manner. And then, like I said, there's crime dramas in it and whatnot. But since Euphoria is actually really good, we'll kill 13 Reasons Why. 13 Reasons Why wants to be this deep and impactful show, but falls hilariously short. It introduces themes of guilt and redemption and wants to preach a lesson about the dangers of bullying and being a dick, but it devolves into a boring drama and a generic dark high school show so fast that none of its themes go anywhere or pay off meaningfully. So let's look at Unbelievable. It tells a story of several young women who were raped, a horrible and vile violation of their body and psyche. In a tasteless show like 13 Reasons Why, the rapes would probably be shown, and they claim it was to highlight how horrible it is, but realistically, we know it's for shock value. Case in point, Tyler and his broom. The scene could cut early, and it would deliver the exact same effect, but they chose to show it and play it out because they love their fucking shock value. So how does that relate to Unbelievable? Well, Unbelievable details several rapes, but shows barely any of it. This is great, because everyone can agree rape is fucked up. Everyone knows it's horrible, so why show it? Any glimpse we as a viewer get is peeks from the victim's POV, and that's it. Glimpses. Just a tiny glimpse through a blindfold, and that's enough. It highlights the trauma they're left with, and the lost sense of security. This could also have been done out of respect for the victim, but either way, it's a tasteful directorial choice, and a good representation of a little goes a long way. Unbelievable tells a story of how Marie was ultimately fucked over by the people who were supposed to protect her. Everyone thought she was a liar, only for the truth to come out 3 years after her attack. But by then, the damage was done. While there was doubt from the police, and as a viewer you can see and sympathize with them, you could also say that they could have been more empathetic instead of confrontational from the start, because that's how they were in real life apparently. Unbelievable doesn't tell the viewer to automatically believe everybody who claims to be a victim, because that's a terrible idea, but it does tell the viewer that it's important to at least look into things, see the evidence, and from there, find the truth. I'm not a cop or a rape victim, so I don't really have any kind of authority to talk about something like this, I guess, so I'm not going to. And I don't know. I guess the message kind of promotes discussion about how much resources should be actually put into a rape investigation, and the show in a way kind of dares police to be better when it comes to solving rape cases, so take that as you will. As said by Britt Lawrence's Cinema Blend, with new knowledge comes a responsibility to embrace an improved method, not for the sake of newness, but for the purpose of justice. So that about does it for Unbelievable. It's a really good crime drama that takes a very realistic and raw approach to a genre I admittedly can't stand most of the time, because most of the time it just kind of fucking pisses me off. Have you seen Unbelievable? And if you have, what did you think? Let me know. I'm really curious if other people like this show the way I like this show. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Anyway, that's about it for me here. I'm aiming to reinvigorate my channel, so this is the first step towards that. So thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.